1990, Boston, Massachusetts. A city known for its rich history, cultural landmarks, and academic institutions. Yet, nestled in the heart of this esteemed city lies a lesser-known gem, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. This institution houses an extensive collection of art and antiquities, all collected and arranged by its namesake, Isabella Stewart Gardner. A woman far ahead of her time, she designed the museum to be her own palazzo, filling it with treasures from around the world. But on a chilly night in March 1990, this cultural haven became the site of an infamous crime. Thieves posing as police officers gained entrance to the museum and made off with 13 pieces of artwork, valued at over $500 million. The stolen works include masterpieces by Rembrandt, Vermeer, Degas, and Manet. This audacious heist remains one of the most significant unsolved art crimes in history, leaving a gaping hole in the world's artistic heritage. The museum itself is an architectural marvel, built to resemble a 15th-century Venetian palace. The lush courtyard garden, filled with exotic plants and flowers, serves as the heart of the building. Surrounded by galleries adorned with priceless paintings, tapestries, sculptures, and furniture, it is easy to see why this museum captivated its creator and continues to enthrall visitors today. Isabella Stewart Gardner was a passionate collector who traveled the world in search of art and antiquities. Upon her death in 1924, she bequeathed her entire collection, as well as her home, to create the museum. She stipulated that nothing be altered, ensuring that future generations could experience her unique vision. The Gardner Museum heist is not just a tale of stolen art, it's an attack on cultural preservation and a testament to human greed. The missing masterpieces represent incalculable artistic, historical, and emotional value, leaving behind a void that echoes through the halls of this esteemed institution. As we delve into the details of this enigmatic case, we will explore the intricate web of financial transactions, criminal connections, and legal loopholes that have kept these priceless treasures hidden for over 3 decades. But above all, we seek to understand what this unsolved crime reveals about our collective relationship with art, history, and the value we place on our shared cultural heritage. 1990, St. Patrick's Day, in one of the most prestigious museums in America, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston. This seemingly ordinary day would become synonymous with an unsolved mystery that has baffled investigators and art enthusiasts for over 3 decades. As dawn broke on March 18, the staff arrived to find the unthinkable. A brazen theft had occurred during the night, leaving behind empty frames and gaping holes where once stood priceless masterpieces. The stolen treasures included works by renowned artists like Vermeer, Rembrandt, and Manet, collectively valued at $500 million, making it the largest art heist in history. The investigation revealed that 2 thieves, disguised as police officers, had gained entry to the museum around 1024 a.m. Posing as law enforcement, they deceived the security guards who willingly allowed them access. Once inside, under the pretense of a routine search, the imposters handcuffed the guards and proceeded to cut 13 pieces from their frames. With surgical precision, they dismantled the masterpieces, carefully rolling and packing them away before disappearing into the night. The stolen artworks included Vermeer's The Concert, considered one of only 36 known works by this Dutch master, Rembrandt's only seascape, Storm on the Sea of Galilee, and Manet's captivating portrait, Chez Tortoni. Each piece held immense historical significance and cultural value. Yet, despite extensive investigations spanning continents and numerous theories, these invaluable treasures remain lost. This audacious crime exposed not only the vulnerability of even the most secure institutions, but also our complex relationship with art and its worth. The Gardner Museum heist serves as a stark reminder of what we stand to lose when we fail to protect our shared cultural heritage. Our exploration into this enduring mystery begins here, delving deep into the intricate labyrinth of financial transactions, criminal networks, and legal loopholes that continue to shroud this case in secrecy. The Gardner Museum heist remains one of the most perplexing art thefts in history, leaving behind a trail that twists and turns through financial transactions, criminal networks, and legal loopholes. Despite numerous theories, no definitive answer has emerged about who was responsible for this audacious crime. One intriguing theory points to a Boston-based Irish gang known as the Winter Hill Gang. This organization had its heyday during the 70s and 80s under the leadership of James Whitey Bulger, a man with deep connections within both law enforcement and criminal circles. Some believe that Bulger may have orchestrated the theft as a favor for a wealthy collector or to fund his own operations. However, these claims remain unsubstantiated, obscured by the mists of time and Bulger's death in 2018. Another theory implicates a shadowy figure from New York's underworld, Carmelo Merlino. A convicted felon and owner of a South End auto body shop, Merlino was no stranger to crime. In the early 90s, he found himself at the center of an FBI sting operation called Operation Nightlight. The investigation uncovered a plot to rob the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, suggesting that Merlino may have had advanced knowledge of the actual theft. Yet another hypothesis places the blame on international art thieves. Experts suggest that the stolen masterpieces could be part of an elaborate scheme involving black market dealings and high-stakes auctions. Paintings like those taken from the Gardner Museum can fetch tens of millions of dollars when sold illegally, making them incredibly valuable targets for enterprising criminals. Despite these theories, the identity of the thieves remains elusive. What we do know is that the theft has left an indelible mark on the world of art and law enforcement. The stolen pieces, including works by Rembrandt, Vermeer, and Manet, are priceless not just in monetary terms, but also for their cultural significance. As we continue to search for answers, the Gardner Museum heist serves as a cautionary tale about the vulnerability of our shared cultural heritage and the lengths some will go to possess it. The morning after the theft, the Gardner Museum found itself at the epicenter of a media frenzy. But beyond the headlines, law enforcement agencies from the Boston Police Department to the FBI scrambled to respond. The investigation was immediately complex, with jurisdictional challenges and an apparent lack of forensic evidence at the crime scene. Within hours, then, Boston Police Commissioner Francis Roche declared the heist the largest art theft in world history. He mobilized a task force of local and state police to work alongside the FBI, which took the lead on the case just days later. The Bureau's art crime team was still in its infancy, having been established just 3 years prior to the Gardner heist. As investigators descended upon the museum, they faced a daunting challenge: how to trace $500 million worth of stolen art with no clear leads or suspects. The FBI's Boston field office designated the case as one of their top priorities, even as it competed for resources and attention with other high-profile investigations, like the hunt for notorious gangster James Whitey Bulger. Meanwhile, the Gardner Museum came under scrutiny for its own response to the heist. Critics questioned why the museum's security system had failed so spectacularly, allowing two thieves to enter through a side door and make off with priceless treasures. In the years that followed, the museum would invest millions of dollars in upgrading its security measures, but the damage was already done. Despite the efforts of law enforcement agencies and the museum itself, the Gardner heist remains one of the most infamous cold cases in art crime history. The FBI has pursued numerous leads over the years, from tips about the stolen painting's whereabouts to possible connections between the theft and organized crime networks. Yet, more than 3 decades later, the stolen works remain at large, and the question of who committed the heist, and why, remains unanswered. The Gardner Museum heist serves as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of our cultural heritage and the challenges that law enforcement faces in protecting it. The Gardner Museum heist had profound implications for both the art world and the insurance industry. With a value estimate of $500 million today, these 13 works represented not just significant financial loss, but also an irreplaceable cultural void. The insurance company involved in this case was the Peabody Corporation, which provided coverage for the Gardner Museum under its policy with Liberty Mutual Insurance. The staggering sum insured for the stolen artworks amounted to $200 million, a figure unheard of at that time. However, due to the museum's failure to meet certain security conditions, only $20 million was paid out as an interim settlement. This incident triggered a seismic shift in the way insurers approach fine art coverage. It led to stricter underwriting criteria and more rigorous security requirements for institutions seeking insurance for valuable art collections. Moreover, it highlighted the need for specialized investigative units within insurance companies equipped to handle large-scale art thefts. In the broader context of the art market, the Gardner Museum heist cast a long shadow over transactions involving high-value pieces. Potential buyers became increasingly wary, driving down prices and creating a ripple effect that impacted even legitimate sales. The illicit antiquities trade also saw heightened scrutiny, as law enforcement agencies worldwide sought to curb the theft and trafficking of cultural artifacts. Perhaps most significantly, the Gardner heist underscored the importance of public-private partnerships in combating art crime. Collaborative efforts between museums, law enforcement, and insurance companies have since become standard practice in preventing and investigating such cases. Despite these measures, though, the Gardner case remains unsolved, serving as a cautionary tale about the enduring allure and vulnerability of priceless masterpieces. As we continue our search for answers, one thing is clear: the legacy of this audacious theft extends far beyond the empty frames that still hang on the walls of the Gardner Museum. 28 years have passed since the daring theft at the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, yet the case remains one of the most confounding unsolved crimes in the art world. Valued at $500 million, the 13 stolen pieces include works by Rembrandt, Vermeer, and Manet. Despite extensive investigations and numerous leads, the art remains lost. The FBI, along with several other law enforcement agencies, has never given up on recovering the stolen masterpieces. In 2013, the Bureau held a press conference announcing a significant development. They had identified 2 suspects in the case, both of whom had since died. Although this revelation brought renewed hope, it did not lead to the recovery of the art. In 2015, the Gardner Museum announced a staggering reward of $10 million for information leading to the safe return of the stolen art. This substantial sum highlights the importance placed on resolving the case and returning the invaluable works to their rightful place. The offer has not yet yielded results, but it remains open, reflecting the museum's unwavering commitment to recovering its lost treasures. In addition to the reward, various investigative efforts continue. In 2017, the museum launched a new initiative called the Gardner Museum's Investigative Team, which brings together experts from various fields to develop and implement innovative strategies for recovering the stolen art. This team includes professionals with backgrounds in law enforcement, criminology, psychology, and art history. Moreover, the museum has been proactive in sharing information about the stolen works with the public. In 2018, They unveiled life-sized replicas of the missing pieces to give visitors a sense of what once graced their walls. This gesture not only keeps the memory of the lost art alive, but also serves as a reminder that the search for these invaluable treasures continues. While progress has been slow, the ongoing investigation into the Gardner Museum heist demonstrates the enduring allure and vulnerability of priceless masterpieces. The legacy of this audacious theft extends far beyond the empty frames that still hang on the museum's walls, serving as a constant reminder of the importance of vigilance and collaboration in the fight against art crime. The Gardner Museum heist remains one of the most profound losses in the art world, with 13 irreplaceable works taken, including 5 pieces by Dutch master Rembrandt van Rijn. Among them is Storm on the Sea of Galilee, his only known seascape. Painted in 1633, this masterwork depicts Jesus calming a raging sea surrounded by 12 anxious disciples, a visual metaphor for faith and guidance amid chaos. Its theft left a void in cultural history, as it's not just a lost painting but an invaluable record of artistic evolution. Another significant loss was Vermeer's The Concert, painted around 1664. Depicting 3 musicians, 2 women and a man, engrossed in their music making, this intimate genre scene exemplifies Vermeer's extraordinary ability to capture light and depth on canvas. It is considered one of fewer than 40 known works by the enigmatic Dutch artist, and its absence has significantly impacted our understanding of his oeuvre. Numerous other priceless pieces were stolen, including Monet's Chaise Tortoni, a vibrant depiction of French café culture, 5 Chinese bronze beakers from the Shang dynasty, and an ancient Napoleonic flag. Each piece tells its own story, adding layers to our global cultural tapestry. These thefts underscore not only the financial value attached to these works, but also their immeasurable historical and emotional worth. Their absence continues to be felt acutely within the art community and beyond. As we delve deeper into this unsolved case, we're reminded of the profound impact one night can have on our shared cultural heritage. With rewards totaling $10 million offered by both the museum and the FBI, the incentive for information leading to recovery grows stronger every year. Yet, despite numerous tips and claims, none have resulted in the return of these priceless masterpieces. The trail may have gone cold, but the Gardner Museum heist remains a captivating mystery demanding resolution, reminding us all of the enduring power and vulnerability of art. 32 years have passed since the daring theft at the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, yet the case remains one of the most notorious unsolved art heists in history. Valued at $500 million, the stolen artwork includes pieces by Rembrandt, Vermeer, and Manna, a devastating loss for the world of art. The museum and the FBI continue to offer substantial rewards for information leading to recovery, with an increasing incentive each year. The current reward stands at $5 million, yet no significant breakthrough has been made. Despite numerous tips and claims, none have yielded the return of these priceless masterpieces. The Gardner Museum heist serves as a stark reminder that art, despite its beauty and cultural significance, can be a target for criminals seeking financial gain. This case underscores the vulnerability of our artistic treasures and the need for heightened security measures in museums around the globe. Moreover, this unsolved mystery highlights the challenges faced by law enforcement agencies when investigating complex crimes involving hidden financial networks. The individuals behind the Gardner Museum heist have skillfully eluded capture, leaving investigators with few leads to pursue. As time marches on, it's unclear whether the stolen artwork will ever be recovered. Yet, the enduring fascination with this case reflects our collective desire for justice and resolution. The Gardner Museum heist is more than just a missing art scandal, it's a testament to the power of art and its ability to captivate us, even in its absence. In conclusion, the $500 million Gardner Museum heist remains an unsolved mystery that continues to baffle investigators and intrigue the public. While the trail may have grown cold, the case remains open, serving as a haunting reminder of the vulnerability of our artistic heritage. The legacy of this crime extends beyond financial loss, reminding us all of the need for vigilance in protecting our cultural treasures.